Matthew Fultz is live with how crews are preparing. Easy to see when you see all the debris that you've been showing us this morning.
Yeah, Julia and Dustin, that's right. Lots of debris still out here. In fact, the wind is actually starting to pick up just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit. But again, the big concern from emergency crews is the loose debris. You can see at my feet, you still have pieces of drywall left on the ground, loose wood, and as I mentioned, just piles of debris. The good thing is lots of it has been, gathered and collected in one area. However, the big concern is, the looseness of a lot of this, and if this wind will pick up and carry it places. Again, to my left, you see more debris scattered throughout this neighborhood. Meanwhile, some houses are boarded up with the windows. Some houses have tarps on top of the roof to protect it from whatever may come. Now, one of the big messages that emergency crews in this area want folks to know is that they want everyone to stay safe. So they're asking any volunteers to stay at home this morning as they prepare for this severe weather. If you are a homeowner, they say right now you are okay to come if you want to try to salvage whatever you can. However, they will be monitoring this area throughout the day, and if it does get worse, they will evacuate people to make sure everyone stays safe. Another thing I want to mention that is power is back on in this parts of the Whiteland, and the chief did tell us that the tornado sirens are working, so that's going to be key, guys, if things do get a little bit hectic down here, as well as the wind starts to pick up. Hopefully another tornado does not touch this area, but all eyes are on this severe weather as it heads this way. Guys.
Fultz is live this morning with how people are preparing and what they need to know. Good morning, Matthew.
Yeah, good morning, Dustin and Jalea. The wind is actually starting to pick up a little bit this morning, so that's a little bit concerning as we prepare for these severe storms. And I'm joined here this morning by Whiteland Fire Chief Eric Funkhauser. Eric, thanks for waking up with us this morning. Talk about the big concern for you all right now.
Yeah, the biggest concern for us today is there's just a high probability of severe weather in the area all day today. So as we're looking behind us, we have large piles of debris that are still going to be around today. We have a lot of unsafe structures just due to the storm damage from the other day. So with the high winds, we're going to see winds up to 50 miles per hour outside of any thunderstorms that we may see today. So we're just trying to make sure that we're keeping everybody safe and and all of this loose debris from flying around.
Yeah, and then within the last 5 days, the cleanup process has been extraordinary with the help from so many volunteers. Talk about how you guys are preparing today and how you guys are asking volunteers to stay away.
Yeah, that's the one thing that we wanted to do today. We don't have an exact time of when the storms are going to come through. There's just going to be, probably a 12-hour time frame during the daytime and into the evening that we're going to see those storms. So we wanted to keep the volunteers safe, and the volunteer groups have been fantastic coming out and helping us. But the best thing that we can do today is just, with all of this debris laying around, is just making sure that they're not in the area. So if homeowners are going to be out here, we just need to make sure that they have a way to be notified as well. Crews worked late into the night last night, and I'm happy to report that we do have both of the tornado sirens in the town back online as of late last night as well.
And that's going to be a key in today, especially with these winds picking up. So many more resources available for folks out there, as well as from you guys. You guys are going to be available today as well, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, we're moving into a physical structure for today outside of our mobile command, and then we're available all day. Emergency services will be available. We're monitoring everything that's going on. We're keeping up with the National Weather Service. We've got BAM Weather Service as well helping us out. So yeah, we're working with all sorts of different groups right now to make sure that we're taking care of for today and monitoring the situation.
All right, sounds good, Chief. We appreciate it. So many more resources we have available on WTHR.com. So Dustin and Jalea, just an all hands on deck effort as they prepare for this next round of storms.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to hear those sirens are back online too, Matthew. Thank you. Communities are now bracing for the possibility of that severe weather later today. Matthew Fultz is live in Whiteland for us this morning with more on how they're doing it. Good morning, Matthew.
Yeah, good morning, Dustin and Jalea. Within the last 15 minutes or so, we've had a few raindrops down here, and the wind has started to pick up a little bit and calm back down. But I want to show you the progress that has been made within the last 4 days here in Whiteland. You can see behind me, this whole section right here was completely just filled with debris and cars, destroyed cars. Now you can see volunteers have boarded up the windows, taped on top of the roof of the home. But take a walk with me, just feet across the street. street, you can see there's still homes like this that are still destroyed and just covered with debris. We're talking about a street lamp right here, sheet metal from another house, and just more damage. And that's the big concern from emergency officials this morning, is that with these high winds that might come with the severe weather, this loose debris might fly and cause more harm. So we actually spoke with some first responders yesterday, and here's what they had to say about their concern about the potential rain that's on the way.
And so working in these types of environments can be very dangerous, especially if you have pre-existing conditions, respiratory conditions. So we just want people to be safe, but we will not hesitate to evacuate any of the areas where we feel that there is a rising danger due to the weather conditions.
And one of the things to make sure folks stay safe, they're asking that any volunteers to stay at home today as they are preparing for the severe weather. So guys, just making sure everyone's staying safe one step at a time.
All right, Matthew Fultz.
Matthew Fultz was in Whiteland yesterday morning. He returns to Whiteland as response efforts continue this morning. Good morning, Matthew.
Yeah, good morning, Gina. That's right. It's a long way to go in the cleanup process. In fact, we're now in another neighborhood. We're along Forum Drive, which is in a neighborhood just off of Whiteland Road. You can see behind me what used to be a home, now completely ripped to shreds, tangled in trees, insulation. Meanwhile, just about 50 yards over, completely untouched. However, just feet across from that, across the street, you can see just complete devastation, destroyed cars, a mattress in the yard, insulation in the trees, and in the distance, you can see where that tornado went. Take a look at this video. This is drone video that we shot from the exact location where we are right now, and it shows the path that that tornado took, making its way east across the railroad tracks towards the Whiteland Fire Department and that neighborhood over there along Whiteland Road where we were earlier this morning and yesterday. You can just see it completely ripped apart many homes in that area. Many people we spoke with yesterday said they lost everything. Some people are still trying to salvage whatever they can. The good news is the community is stepping up, helping those in need. In fact, right now the Red Cross has an emergency shelter set up at Greenwood Middle School. The Salvation Army of Johnson County says they have a mobile kitchen that they will be staging here in Whiteland for those who may need it. And I also spoke with the Whiteland Fire Chief, who says they will be working on resources along with community churches that are going to be trying to gather some information on where folks can come and drop off donations. So Gina, it's just a big community effort this morning here in Whiteland as this cleanup process will take some time.
Yeah, that aerial video really paints a picture. Thank you, Matthew. Great job this weekend reporting out of Whiteland. And Matthew Fultz returns to Whiteland this morning where cleanup efforts are underway as well as relief efforts. Good morning, Matthew.
Yeah, good morning, Gina. Right now it's dark and quiet, but as you mentioned, the cleanup process will begin once the sun comes up. As you can see over my shoulder, debris still lines many yards in this neighborhood, which has left many people without power in this town, let alone Johnson County. But the good news this morning is the community is stepping up, making sure they are helping those who have now lost everything. Now take a look at your screen. This is some of the video that I shot yesterday at Greenwood Middle School. This is just one of the examples of community members stepping up, making sure that folks without anything have everything that they need. We're talking about donations from everything from toiletry, food, blankets, care products, and this is all at that Greenwood Middle School, which is the location that the Red Cross has set up for those who need emergency shelter. And the Salvation Army of Johnson County is also stepping up this morning. They say they have an emergency department services canteen that was donated to them by FedEx, and that is actually going to be set up at a staging area here in Whiteland, and they say there will be a mobile kitchen for displaced residents, utility workers, as well as first responders. And you can can also help out this morning if you happen to be going out to Kroger. Kroger says they have opened up a donation option at each checkout line. So all you have to do is just enter the amount of money that you would like to donate to those impacted by this storm as well as tornado, and all that money, Kroger will take care of that and disperse it to those impacted. Of course, we have more information on our website, WTHR.com. Gina?
Thank you, Matthew. To the